had a big business failure, but I'm glad it happened. Things didn't work out exactly the way I wanted, but I want to share with you how this has actually worked out better than I could have ever hoped, and how it led to me making over $20,000 in additional profit. So last summer, I started a new business venture called Alpha Prep. This was a prep center, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically where other Amazon sellers send you in their inventory, you repackage it for them, and then ship it into Amazon FBA on their behalf. This allows you to save those Amazon sellers sales tax by shipping to a tax-free state and saving them time, which helps them with their goal of building a business that generates freedom and gives them their time back. We got a good warehouse space, we had the clients, we had our inventory coming in, but we had a problem. I had an aggressive timeline to have everything set and being able to run within me being out there for just the summer. By the end of the summer, I was launching my new business, Alpha Candles. We had a brick and mortar shop opening up and I needed to be back here for that launch. So my aggressive timeline had come to an end and we still were facing the same problem of not having enough employees to run the business. This was our big problem throughout the whole summer and throughout the whole process. We were spending hundreds of dollars a week in job advertisements. We were paying people pretty well for pretty basic work, but we just could not get the help that we needed. So by the end of my aggressive timeline, Alpha Prep had failed. But I still had my clients to take care of, so here's what we did. I worked out a deal with another prep center where my clients could go over to work with them for discounted prep rates. That way my clients were taken care of, and I negotiated a deal for myself. That way my own prep was taken care of too. And since this business had failed, we got the clients taken care of. It was time to transition to what I could learn. After everything in life, we need to fill out an AAR, an after action report, so that we can know what went wrong, what went right, what can we do better next time. Every time we do something in life, we need to be analyzing with an AAR so that we know how we can do it better moving forward. As I was doing this AAR process, I realized that things actually might end up working out better than I ever expected. Now I had a good process for my own prep to where I could be more hands-off. I got good rates. I was sitting tax-free. And the big one is the people that I met. And that's going to lead into how I was actually able to make over $20K in additional profit throughout this whole process. But I want to dive deeper into my AAR and let you know what I actually learned throughout this business failure process. Number one, and you should probably apply this to any business that you're in, is find out what your biggest roadblock is and be aggressive on solving it quickly. Our biggest issue was human capital, was not having enough employees. So that should have been our number one priority before we even went out to launch this business. There was a lot more that we could have done. So always whenever you start a business, be aggressive on what your biggest problem is going to be. Number two is never be afraid to fire a client. The next point is find who the big players in your industry are and figure out a way that you can work with them. We made a lot of good deals and got a lot of our clients by working with big names in the Amazon space and putting together a deal that was mutually beneficial. They could send clients our way and then we could help them out in some way in return. Next up, especially in a service-based business, don't say yes to any client. It can be tempting, especially when you're starting, to take on any kind of money, any kind of client, but you need to be sure that you're taking on good clients that are going to be logistically sound and work well with your business. Because if they're not, then you're not going to be providing them the best service and they're going to be slowing you down. So it's not really going to be beneficial for either of you. Always be building relationships in everything you do. This was my biggest takeaway because it leads me into how I was able to make an additional $20K profit. I met a lot of people throughout the process of Alpha Prep, especially some great clients that I still work with in some capacity to today. And I even have a client who became one of my business partners, and now we kind of share payroll across our whole team. And that has generated a ton of extra profit by saving me payroll costs and opening the doors to new opportunities by working with each other. So just know this, failures aren't always failures. Either something good resulted or they're going to be something to learn from, even if you don't realize it yet. Everything that happens can have some type of benefit to it. So always fill out your AAR and look for the positive in every situation.